This is Derek Logue from OnceFallen.com, activist for the rights of persons forced to register, and this is my story of being falsely accused of a crime I did not commit. In 2017, Florida State Senator Ronald Book filed a slap suit against me to prevent me from engaging in online criticism and peaceful protests against her public policies. Senator Book falsely claimed that a peaceful demonstration I conducted against her in 2015 and my online criticisms against her policies that drove hundreds of registered persons into homelessness constituted, quote, stalking. A Broward County Circuit Court judge granted her a protection order against me, but thankfully this ruling was overturned in the Florida Court of Appeals, which rightfully ruled that my actions were protected by the First Amendment. On the day the judge granted that protection order in March 9, 2018, Senator Book sent out flyers to all law enforcement agencies in the area. One of the law enforcement agents who received the notice was Palm Beach City Police Department Officer Gary Wally. Around the same time, a bolo for a theft of auto manuals from the J.M. Lexus dealership in Margate, Florida, was passed around. Officer Wally took a look at the flyer from Senator Book, then looked at the auto manuals theft and decided I looked enough like the alleged thief to warrant further investigation. So he contacted Detective Jared Schwartz of the Margate Police Department, who sent out the bolo. Detective Schwartz was assigned to the theft that took place on February 27, 2018, and on March 8, 2018, he was assigned the investigation. He sent out the bolo on March 15th, 2018, and upon the identification from Gary Wally zeroed in on me immediately. Detective Schwartz took a photo of me and used it for the photo lineup. This photo lineup was never presented in court, so it is unknown which picture he actually used. It is entirely possible that the pictures that he used were featured in Senator Book's flyer that she had sent out to law enforcement, and that cannot be ruled out at this time. But whatever the case, the security guard at the car lot picked me out of a photo lineup, and that alone was used to obtain a warrant for my arrest. I would not know about this for an entire year, and in March 2019, I was arrested and extradited to Florida, where I was forced to bond out for thousands of dollars and placed on Florida's public sex offense registry, despite never having lived there my entire life, and was there against my will. For 3 years, I was forced to keep silent as I was constantly attacked by fellow activists, online trolls, and the Book family. This video I am showing includes the video taken from the car lot and shows the alleged car thief. And while this alleged theft was taking place, I was back home in Cincinnati, 1,100 miles away, talking with my girlfriend over the phone while cooking dinner before my roommate returned home from work. Over the next 3 years, I held on to receipts, online posts, and purchase records to show that I was in Cincinnati on the day before, the day of, and the day after this alleged theft took place. The entire case against me hinged on simply being picked out of a photo lineup without being contacted or questioned in any way whatsoever about the case. It is hard to believe that bias did not play any role in the bogus charges against me. The person in this video is obviously not me. Anybody who knows what I look like could point this fact out in less than half a second. And I am not the only person in this world with dark hair, glasses, a little facial hair, and a little extra weight around the waistline in this country. Detective Schwartz testified the following in the deposition on this alleged case against me. Detective Schwartz admitted that the police department received information on the owner of the getaway vehicle, but did not investigate that fact at all. The listed owners of the getaway van were Javier Lopez and Javier Zuniga of Homestead, Florida. Detective Schwartz was on the police force for 12 years but had no photo ID training. Detective Schwartz never bothered calling me or investigating me. Had he done so, he would have known that I do not have a driver's license, nor have owned a vehicle in almost 20 years at the time of the alleged theft. It is well known that I use public transportation to get around. I do not fly, and I will only take a bus, train, or an Uber to get to my destination. Detective Schwartz admitted that a male identifying himself as an attorney called him about this specific case and believes that this person was somehow connected to the Book family. I would love to ask Detective Schwartz how he concluded a person living 1,100 miles away with no car or no driver's license and who is afraid to fly somehow pulled off this theft of a car manual and be home cooking dinner, as witnessed by my roommate and a neighbor, as well as made purchases, including picking up a prescription at a nearby CVS within 24 hours of the alleged theft. This is not merely a case of mistaken identity. I believe this is part of a deliberate attempt by government agents, including law enforcement and Florida State Senator Ronald Book, to permanently silence my activism. And if it weren't for the members of the anti-registry movement working behind the scenes and the attorneys who represented me in this case, I might not even be here today to make this video. I believe that this was a deliberate effort to lock me up permanently. I would have served time for a crime I did not commit, and I likely would have faced a civil commitment hearing to permanently eliminate me from society. I hold that Florida State Senator Lauren Book and her lobbyist father, Ron Book, personally responsible for the false theft allegations placed against me. I do not believe in coincidences. They did send out that flyer that influenced law enforcement investigations. There was the question of the mystery attorney who called Detective Schwartz in 2018 as the investigation was ongoing, and JM Lexus dealership in Margate is owned by JM Enterprises, which is a major contributor to Lauren's kids. I am tired of being silent on this issue, and I am seeking an attorney so that I may be compensated for years of mental distress that I have suffered at the hands of a corrupt lobbyist and his equally corrupt state senator daughter. Once again, I'm Derek Logue, and I'm obviously not the guy in the video. Don't let the books or any other pro-registry activists intimidate you. Support me by visiting oncefallen.com today.